So hello everyone, before we begin, let us learn about a story. So imagine these two candies are two different people. One is a boy and the other is a girl. Both start with the same background and have access to education from kindergarten to high school. So let's add one candy for kindergarten, and then elementary, and then middle school, and lastly high school. And of course, after graduating high school, they would go to university. After they graduate, they find a job and work in the same field. However, the odd thing is they receive different wages. The guy is given 5 candies and the girl is only given 3. After a few years, a promotion is given to the guy. And it goes on and on and on and on, as the guy always receives more than the girl. According to the International Labor Organization, the current labor force for women is 47% and 72% for men. And every $1 a man receives, a woman is only paid 82 cents. We can see on how this is unequal and not fair. This is gender inequality.
Hi, I'm Kak Angel.
Hi, I'm Kak Brian.
Hi, I'm Kak Caca. Hi, I'm Kak Lala.
And today we'll be teaching you guys about gender inequality. Are you ready? Let's begin.
To start off, we need to learn first about the meaning of gender inequality. So what is gender inequality? It refers to the unequal treatment or perceptions people experience due to their gender. It arises from differences in socially constructed gender roles. In that society, certain roles are considered fitting for a particular gender and not the other. Social hierarchy, where one gender is considered greater than the other, arose either due to observation or social construct, or in other words, due to human interaction. In short, gender inequality is discrimination on the basis of sex or gender, causing one sex or gender to be routinely privileged or prioritized over another.
Moving on, let's dive into what causes gender inequality. One cause that accelerates gender equality is the absence of equal opportunities granted to both genders, evidenced by the marginal differences that exist in several occupations such as nurses, bricklayers, programmers, professional gamers, and you get my point. However, some have attributed this difference to assuming that males and females are born with different aspirations. These differences can be minimized through raising awareness of the different fields that women or men may enter, so as to not inhibit their selection for occupations, but to expand them, allowing for a more equal distribution. Therefore, as a society, we need to be more inclusive of the opportunities provided to men with women. Furthermore, by integrating women into workforces that have been traditionally male-dominated, more equitable distribution of gender may be found among workforces. This would serve as a driving factor to minimize differences within wages, as male-dominated industries have historically been recorded to earn more as opposed to industries dominated by females.
A terminology that is related to gender inequality is stereotypes. Do you guys know what stereotypes are? A stereotype means a fixed idea that many people have about our group that may often be untrue or only partly true. An example could be, girls like pink and boys likes blue. This example above is a sample of gender stereotypes, the type of stereotypes that are based on gender. In relation with gender inequality, gender-based stereotypes are what causes gender inequality to happen. They set certain norms that a certain gender must follow, as well as what role do they have in the society. For instance, females are considered to be the caregiver who nurtures the family, while males should be the leaders. Women should be more understanding to people's feelings, while males should be more dominant. These examples show on how each gender is categorized based on what society views them to be.
Another terminology that is also related to gender inequality is patriarchal. A patriarchal social system can be defined as a system where men have a greater authority over women in all aspects of the society. In a way, men are more likely to be in charge and have power. There are several characteristics that indicate a patriarchal social system. Let's dive deeper into it, shall we? First is male dominance. In a patriarchal system, men have the highest power and authority, meaning they are the decision maker in society and in their families. Next is male identification. Man's worth is determined by qualities of control, strength, forcefulness, rationality, strong work ethic, and competitiveness. Moving on, the third characteristic is male-centeredness. In this case, men are usually the center of almost every activity and progression, including development, invention, social engagement, and entertainment. For example, a father is given more praise than a mother when taking care of their children due to the fact that the mother is already expected to fulfill the duty of a caregiver. Lastly, regarding the obsession with control, men living in a patriarchal society have a strong desire to control all social and familial situations, especially in finances and education.
Sadly, patriarchal society is still ongoing despite all the disadvantages. This keeps women in place by preventing them from competing with those with more power. This allows men to maintain the power they have and continue ruling over women. Now, with the stereotypes and patriarchal society in mind, why is this issue so hard to solve? It's hard to solve in Indonesia, especially due to the old-fashioned mindset that most of our citizens have. For example, the belief that the father should be the head of the family. This mindset is already stuck in our heads since colonial times and is carried until this generation. As it is often mentioned, even at an early age, this mindset is followed as we grow older. We need to unlearn this as we live in a modern society now.
So you guys might be wondering on what are the real life stories that are considered to be gender inequality. Here is a story about our public transportation called Transjakarta. Transjakarta is a public transport that is a bus that can travel to different parts of Jakarta. It is commonly used due to how accessible it is and the number of stations. Despite it being a cheaper alternative for transportation, there are many issues with it, such as overcrowded spaces, long waiting time, and unsafe pedestrian sidewalk. Sadly, as a woman who is living in a patriarchal society, this issue gives rise to other multiple issues related to gender inequality. As mentioned earlier, when we were talking about male dominance, men feel entitled as they believe that they have power and authority. Men think that they have this certain power upon women, which leads them to objectify them and devalue them. Oftentimes, women are whistled at or face uncomfortable situations by men as they are viewed as someone weak in this patriarchal society. As women are treated as objects, public transportations are often unsafe for women. The government then released a section in Transjakarta that is for women only to prevent it from happening inside the bus. But outside, many cases such as this still happen.
As it can be seen on how gender inequality disadvantages us as a society, here are some solutions that we have in mind to solve it. According to UNESCO, better data leads to better policies and further improves the practices. So in order to establish a gender equalized society, a change should be implemented in a country's development planning. Indonesia must overcome its lack of gender differentiated data and lack of skilled people that understands gender related issues. With adequate gender disaggregated data, a complete picture of gender inequality could be attained for assessing and developing appropriate evidence-based responses and policies. Since the lack of budget for data collection is responsible for the disaggregated data by Statistic Indonesia, or BPS, and getting specific qualitative data is costly, the priority must be to improve the country's financial and economical condition.
These solutions will bring countless benefits, such as equal opportunities and promotes peace, to name a few. Moreover, due to the benefits that gender equality brings, the removal of societal pressure and unrealistic expectations imposed on both sides, there would also be more job opportunities and fewer restrictions given to both genders.
This issue is alarming as gender equality would help our society as a whole. By achieving it, it would bring countless of benefits, just as mentioned. So, we would like you guys to join the movement in achieving a gender equal world. Let's gender equalize! The more people who believe in equality and help the movement, the faster we can achieve a gender equal society.
Well, we learned quite a lot, have we? Such as gender inequality, patriarchal society, and of course, the solutions to it. Thank you for watching our video, and don't forget,
Let's gender equalize!